morning. It is my last week in this apartment. Like my last full week. That is crazy to me. I feel like I haven't even wrapped my head around it because I've spent like 4 years here, which is insane. Also guys, do you like my jammies? How cute are they for summer? This was like my gift to myself when I reached like 40K on TikTok. I got myself these cute jammies. I need to wake up a little bit before we like fully catch up. Let's have a nice little week in New York and my last week in this apartment. So crazy. Day outside. Since I know today is maybe the only sunny day that we're gonna have, I'm gonna go pick up our June book club book for the Book Nook. And I decided from here on out, whenever I talk about my book clubs, if you're new here, I run Kindred House, which is essentially a home for book lovers seeking intentional living. I host 2 book clubs now. One of them is called the Book Nook, and that's for my fiction girls. Summer, we read romance. Fall, we read thrillers. And then winter, it's kind of up in the air. A new book club called the Dreamscape is going to be dedicated to just manifesting spirituality, like those kind of like woo-woo books. I need to go pick up our June book club book for the Book Nook. And then later this week, I really need to, guys, this weekend I told myself I was gonna start packing. Haven't packed at all. So I have like half of next week too. I feel like I'm gonna be one of those people that like waits until the very last minute to get all their shit together. It's still crazy to me that this is like my last week in this apartment. I was really emotional about it a few weeks ago. And now I'm more like, okay, let's start this new era. All right, here's a cute little fit check. Got my cowboy boots on. Guys, you wanna know what I just realized? This might be our last time going to the Union Square Barnes & Noble, the one that's like 5 stories, because I'm not gonna live by it anymore, so it may or may not be our last time. Okay guys, here's our June book club book. I'm so excited. I feel like she always writes bangers. Guys, let me give you a quick Sephora haul while I do my nighttime skincare routine. I needed a new hairspray and I saw this one. It's the Color Wow Texas Hold'em. I'm hoping this one is going to be really good for humidity this summer because you guys know I love a blowout, but they never stay past like mid-June until like September. And so because of the humidity, but hoping that works. Then I got the refillable skin barrier. I actually really needed this because I ran out of my Skin Fix. These refillables are quite literally like the best invention because you don't need to get a whole new bottle. Anyway, So crazy, guys. I saw this thing online. Apparently, my Saturn return just started, which is so exciting. I feel like I've heard about a Saturn return for like the longest time. And okay, for people who have already been through it, this is kind of what it reminds me of. It reminds me of that sequence in Legally Blonde when she like gets broken up with and then does like a total like life revamp and gets like serious about her life and just turns into like a total baddie. That's kind of what I picture when I think of like a very well done Saturn return. And I'm honestly, guys, I'm not a huge astrology girl. Like, I have nothing against people who are into astrology, but I personally used to be actually obsessed. Like in my early 20s, I like next level was obsessed. Recently I've been reflecting on that time period, and I think this is what I've come up with why I was so obsessed with it. Like, I think I was obsessed with it because it was basically like the easiest way for you to learn who you are without actually having to do any of the work of like deciding who you are. It's basically like, I think I was just kind of like, okay, my sun, moon, rising, like I'll just be that, instead of, I guess, like actually getting to know myself. Not that I don't think it's legit, like I'm sure I think it is. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, what's your sign? And I used to be one of those people. Anyway, I'm gonna finish my skincare and read the Emily Henry book. It's gonna be so weird not living in a high-rise anymore, because like right now I'm like, I guess I shouldn't say my floor, but like your girl is high, like past 30. It's just crazy to think about that I won't like have like this view that I'm so used to. And sometimes it's so easy to take things for granted when you see them every day or they're just like so normalized to you. But now knowing that it's like my last week in this apartment, I'm like, oh my God, like this is like, it's like that feeling of wonder and awe coming back where I'm like, wow, like this is crazy.
It's a good morning. This is a good morning. This is a really good morning. This is a new morning. This is a new day. This is a new vibrational point of attraction.
Our plan for this morning is that we are gonna go to yoga, and then I'm meeting my friend Erin. I call her E-Money, so if I ever say E-Money, that's who I'm talking about, my friend Erin. And I honestly think today's task that I'm gonna try to tackle for like packing wise are my books. Because I think it's time that I donate a lot of my books. So let's have a good Tuesday. Another little nighttime chat, because you know what I was just thinking about is that yesterday when I had mentioned my obsession with astrology, I didn't realize that something that I think really was a shift between my obsession with astrology and deciding to take ownership over my own life. In that era of my life, I used to rely so heavily on how other people would describe me instead of deciding who I was and who I wanted to be. Because that really is where you can take your power back. Choosing how you show up and how you are defined by your own definition. And how we can do that and like what that actually looks like is spending time with yourself. And I know like I live alone, and so I feel like I was really spoiled the past 4 years of really getting to know myself. But if you don't live alone and you want some tips on kind of like find yourself, I guess, or like create a solid foundation within and a good relationship with yourself, sitting in silence and allowing yourself to just be bored with yourself, because that I think is when we can really connect with ourselves. Who am I actually living for? Am I living for other people's perception of me, or am I living for me? Even that realization alone, I think, really shifted the way that I live my life. Because I do genuinely feel like when you can learn to like your own company, you're a powerhouse. I'm a big proponent for spending time with yourself and creating a connection within.